Lexus built its entire reputation on one idea. What if a luxury car just worked? No drama, no surprise bills, no loaner vehicle, while yours sits at the dealer for 3 weeks and nobody calls you back. Turns out millions of people had been waiting for exactly that, and nobody in Germany was listening. Level 1, the sensible entrance. UX, Lexus's smallest SUV, and the vehicle most likely to be described as a smart choice by someone who has a 5-year savings plan, a color-coded calendar, and has never once been late to anything. Not once in their entire adult life. Around $35,000. Hybrid standard on most trims because Lexus was putting hybrids in everything before caring about fuel economy became a personality. 181 combined horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 8.5 seconds. Fuel economy in the upper 30s to low 40s miles per gallon. Numbers that make a spreadsheet very happy and a stoplight very boring. The interior is where Lexus quietly wins the argument. Materials that feel like someone actually thought about them. Cabin noticeably quieter than anything else at this price. Fit and finish so precise, you'll tap the dashboard just to confirm nothing flexes. It doesn't. Nothing ever flexes in a Lexus. That's the whole brand. Here's the honest problem. The UX is small in a way that gets personal. Cargo space behind the rear seats is so limited that a weekend bag requires a negotiation before it agrees to fit. The rear seat is fine if your passengers don't have legs that extend past the knee, and the performance is best described as adequate, which is a word that has no business appearing in any sentence about a $35,000 luxury vehicle. None. Zero. Here's the part nobody mentions though. The UX Hybrid holds its resale value better than almost any other compact luxury SUV at this price point. The person who bought it thinking it was the cautious choice accidentally made the smartest financial decision on this entire list. It just can't carry their luggage. Smart play? Buy used. 2-year-old UX Hybrid runs $24,000 to $26,000. Let whoever bought it new absorb the depreciation while you drive the exact same car. Same quiet cabin. Same bulletproof reliability story going forward, just not your financial problem for the first 40,000 miles. UX Hybrid is the move if you specifically need the smallest possible Lexus for a city where parking spaces were designed by someone who hates cars. Anywhere else? Step up. You're 3 feet from an NX. Don't do this to yourself. Level 2, where Lexus actually starts. IS and ES. 2 sedans. 2 completely different arguments about what a car is supposed to do to you. ES from around $42,000. IS from around $40,000. Same badge, same dealership, same free car wash on Saturdays. Different personalities so distinct that the people who buy each one have almost nothing in common beyond the keychain. The ES is the one. The car that built the modern Lexus reputation, one satisfied owner at a time for 30 years straight. Front-wheel drive, hybrid available, interior that makes German competitors at the same price look like they cut the soft-touch material budget and hope nobody noticed. The ES300H returns 44 miles per gallon combined in something that rides like a significantly more expensive vehicle and asks absolutely nothing from you except that you show up for oil changes. Certified pre-owned ES300H at 2 to 3 years old is one of the cleanest used luxury plays on the market right now. You're getting into the mid to upper 30s for a car that still has the warranty, still has the reliability, and still looks current. The guy who bought it new is basically your employee at that point. ES owner has never paid a bill late in their life, not a single one. Their retirement account is doing fine, thanks for asking. They have a credit score they know off the top of their head. They genuinely do not understand why everyone makes owning a car so stressful. They're going to be fine. They were always going to be fine. The IS went a completely different direction. Rear-wheel drive, sport-tuned suspension, and if you go IS 500, a naturally aspirated V8 making 472 horsepower in a compact sedan that looks like it's been waiting outside the restaurant for 20 minutes and is starting to lose patience. The IS 500 is one of the most underrated performance sedans in America. V8 revs freely, the chassis talks to you, and the badge doesn't attract the same insurance surcharge as a BMW M3 or a Mercedes C63. The badge doesn't flex as hard at the valet. The bank account does. Pick one. IS 500 owner wanted an M3. Did the math, actual math, including 3 years of maintenance costs. Made a different decision. Has not regretted it once. Not for one single day. brings it up without much prompting. 2 sedans. One for your most responsible self. One for the version of you that treats speed limits as a strong suggestion on an empty road at 11 p.m. Level 3, the bestseller, NX and RX. The ones in every airport parking garage, every school pickup line, every hotel valet lane in America on any given Tuesday. NX from around $40,000. NX Hybrid from $46,000. RX from $48,000. RX Hybrid from $54,000. RX 500 HF Sport Performance, yes, that's one car's actual full name, from $65,000. Lexus apparently decided that if a name is worth saying, it's worth saying completely. The RX is the backbone, the vehicle that turned Lexus from a reliable sedan brand into a luxury SUV empire. It has been the best-selling luxury SUV in America so many times that other brands stopped trying to beat it and started just trying to copy it. Ride quality that absorbs road imperfections without commentary. Cabin so quiet you can hear the person in the back seat thinking. Hybrid powertrain that produces fuel economy numbers that seem implausible until you check them twice and realize they're real. The NX is the RX that went on a diet. Smaller, sportier, actually manageable in parking situations, the RX handles like a yacht attempting a parallel park. The NX Hybrid is the pick at this level. 36 miles per gallon in an SUV this nicely appointed is the kind of number that makes the purchase price feel more reasonable every single time you pass a gas station. Here's the thing about the RX specifically. Lexus barely advertises it in certain markets because it doesn't need to. A used RX with 40,000 miles holds more value than a new entry-level BMW X3. The most forgettable car on this list quietly beats everything around it on the spreadsheet year after year, which, if you think about it, is the most Lexus thing possible. Used RX with 40 to 50,000 miles is the specific move here. 3 to 4 years of depreciation already absorbed. Still the same drivetrain that'll run to 200,000 with basic maintenance. The math hits different when you're not the one writing the $54,000 check. RX owner hasn't thought about their car in 3 months. Not because they don't care, because there's been nothing to think about. Oil change reminder came up, they handled it, moved on. They will absolutely recommend it to you at a barbecue, completely unprompted, with a calm certainty that slightly unsettles everyone around them. They're on their second one, maybe their third. They will tell you why if you ask. You will not have a good counter-argument. Nobody ever does. Neither one will ever make your pulse do anything interesting, and honestly, that's the point. Lexus didn't design these to impress you. They designed them to outlast everything you'll compare them to. Not everyone gets it. The people who get it never look at anything else again. Level 4, the surprise. GX. The vehicle Lexus redesigned in 2024 and accidentally turned into one of the most interesting SUVs at any price point in the entire market, from around $58,000. 349 horsepower twin turbocharged V6, body on frame, locking rear differential, 2-speed transfer case, crawl control that manages throttle and braking on technical terrain so you can focus on steering through things that have no business being driven through. This is a Land Cruiser that went to finishing school, graduated top of the class, and still goes off-road on weekends because no diploma changes who you fundamentally are. The old GX was fine, reliable, capable, and looked like a bar of soap left on a hot dashboard. The 2024 arrived looking like Lexus finally got angry about something. Sharp lines, aggressive stance, interior with a 14-inch touchscreen, available quilted leather, and a GX Overtrail trim that comes with all-terrain tires from the factory and means it without any of the usual asterisks. GX Overtrail owner has a roof tent they have actually used, not a roof tent they bought and talk about, an actually used one. They're also going to Whole Foods in it. Nobody's saying they're not going to Whole Foods, but they are also genuinely going off-road, which puts them in a different category from a significant percentage of people in lifted trucks on the internet. The GX is the most slept-on luxury SUV on the market right now. In 2 years, when people figure that out, the used prices are going to hurt. You heard it here first. Level 5, the flagship statement, LS and LX, Lexus at full volume. The tier where this stops being a practical decision and becomes a position statement that the parking lot reads before you even get out of the car. LS, 500 from around $80,000. LS 500 H Hybrid from $87,000. LX 600 from $92,000. LX 600 Ultra Luxury from $130,000. Numbers that stop feeling abstract the moment you sit inside either one and understand exactly where all of it went. The LS is one of the most underappreciated flagship sedans ever made. When it launched in 1989, it was so much better than the German competition at a lower price that Mercedes and BMW had to hold emergency internal meetings about it. A Lexus made Mercedes call an emergency meeting, bro. In 1989, they never fully recovered from the embarrassment, and they're still mad about it. The current LS 500 has a twin-turbo V6, 416 horsepower, a 10-speed automatic, and a rear seat in ultra-luxury trim with a 24-inch extending footrest, a window shade that closes with one touch, and a climate concierge system that manages temperature, airflow, seat heating, and steering wheel heat simultaneously as one unified thing. In a car. They put all of that in a car. The LX 600 is the Land Cruiser 300 series in formal attire. Same platform, same bones, same indestructible reputation, except now it has a 25-speaker Mark Levinson audio system and an ultra-luxury 4-seat configuration that removes the third row entirely and replaces it with a center console that has a genuine refrigerator in it. Not a cooler, an actual refrigerator, in the back of an SUV. Nobody at Lexus asked whether this was necessary. Nobody raised their hand. The LS buyer is post-status. They've owned the S-Class, maybe 2 of them. They know exactly what a 3-pointed star costs per mile once you factor in everything the dealer doesn't mention on delivery day. The LS 500 owner drives a $100,000 car that most people in a parking lot quietly misidentify as a $65,000 one and considers that a feature, not a problem. They have a watch that just tells time. Nobody at the office knows exactly what they make. They stopped explaining their decisions to people who are still impressed by names. The LX buyer is the same person with a trailer hitch and a dog. Same calculation, same conclusion. Level 6, the F Performance Division, RCF, the level where Lexus stops being sensible and starts being a conversation. RCF, from around $65,000. 472 horsepower, naturally aspirated V8. A coupe that has opinions about the road and expresses them at a volume RC owners describe as exhilarating and RC neighbors describe using completely different words. Here's what makes the RCF genuinely strange to explain in 2026. It is one of the only naturally aspirated V8 sport coupes still available new from any manufacturer on the planet. Ferrari stopped, BMW stopped, Audi stopped. Lexus didn't, and didn't stop quietly either. They kept the engine, kept the exhaust note, kept the whole thing intact because someone at Lexus decided the number of people who care about this specific combination is worth building for, even if that number doesn't move the quarterly report. That is a rare decision for any brand to make right now. It is sitting on dealer lots at a price that is going to look like a serious mistake in about 5 years when people figure out what they were looking at. The owners already know they're not telling anyone. Nobody buys the RCF because it's the fastest thing at the price. It isn't. They buy it because nothing else at that price sounds like that, responds like that, makes a Sunday morning feel like something worth blocking the calendar for. RCF owners know exactly what they bought and have zero interest in explaining it to anyone who needs convincing. That's the whole energy. Level 7, the one nobody saw coming. LC 500. The car that made every automotive journalist stop mid-sentence and quietly reconsider everything they thought they knew about Lexus. Around $100,000. Naturally aspirated 5.0-liter V8. 471 horsepower. 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. A 10-speed automatic with the fastest shift times Lexus has ever built. A Grand Tourer so visually striking that people photograph it in parking lots without knowing what it is. And when they find out it's a Lexus, the look on their face is genuinely worth watching every single time. The LC 500 was never a practical decision. The back seat fits people under 8 years old. The fuel economy requires genuine philosophical acceptance. The luggage space works if your luggage doesn't have ambitions. And the exhaust note from that V8 under full acceleration is the sound of a company that spent decades being described as reliable, deciding that being described as extraordinary was also worth pursuing. Lexus built the LC 500 to prove they could, not to the market, not to the press, to themselves. The same people who built your aunt's RX hybrid sat down and engineered one of the most beautiful Grand Tourers on the planet and charged half what the Europeans charge for comparable drama. It is the best kept secret in the luxury performance segment. The people who own one know it. They say nothing. They are very happy with the current parking situation. The trap is level 1. Not because the UX is a bad car, because for a few thousand more, you step straight into a real Lexus. Rear drive platform, proper suspension, and a car that actually justifies what's on the hood. Don't take the hit to find that out the hard way. The cheat code is levels 2 through 4. Start with the IS or ES to understand what this brand actually feels like when it's not apologizing for anything. Move to the RX when life demands more space and you're done arguing about legroom. Get into the GX now before everyone else figures out what Lexus quietly built in 2024. Hit the LS when you've stopped caring what anyone thinks and want the car that proves it. LC 500 when Sunday mornings need a reason to exist and you've run out of practical excuses. Below level 2, you're renting the badge. Above level 5, you're making a statement your accountant has opinions about. Everything in between is where the actual engineering lives, and most of you already know which one has your name on it. No dealership talk, no cap. Hit subscribe. We do this for every brand. See you in the next one.